and welcome once again to another fantastic Ruin video. My name is Dr. Wasabi. In today's video, we are going to see an old friend for any old school FNAF players. But before I go any further, I just want to say, folks, that first of all, thank you for all of the support. My first FNAF Ruin video is going really well, so obviously thank you for that. And second warning, first warning, this will contain spoilers, so if you don't want to get spoiled for the game, if you haven't played it yet, then please tune out now. So without further ado, let's get into it. So this secret, or should I say reference, happens to be somewhere near the end of chapter 9. It's just before your encounter with the Mimic. It's just before, so we are going to be heading down to the old Freddy Fazbear's Pizza Place underneath the Pizzaplex, and you'll kind of get a better idea of who this mystery character is. I know the title says who it is, but let's just keep the suspense, shall we? So once we have entered below the Pizzaplex, we will see that a new path has opened up for us. For those who play Security Breach for vanilla, this is very much blocked off. The giant head of Freddy for the Freddy Fazbear's Pizza Place has very much been kind of torn open to reveal this massive cave entrance over here. So if we just kind of walk around here, a lot of tree roots or wires or what have you. Now a separate thing I was thinking about this is I'm not entirely sure if these are tree roots or scorched wires, because the blob did come down here, which kind of explains how the earthquake quote unquote happened inside the Pizzaplex. Because if you think about it, if this thing was like interlaced within the entire structure of the building itself as well as the underground section, then I can't imagine what would have happened if it just, you know, let go of all that. So when you follow the tunnel all the way down, you are met with this amazing cavern full of kind of glowing fungus and all sorts of good stuff. So the main thing you have to do now is essentially open these music boxes like so. Now there's a few in particular, but the main ones you have to focus on is that one over there. The second one, if we just run down over here, is over here. Now of course these are all opened as kind of predicted, but if we kind of go down here again, we see another one down there. Now the other ones are past our favourite character, Cadet. Oh, he's still here after what, like 30 years of just decay. Honestly, it's a really big surprise for me, at least in the stream, because for those who know, Cadet was a character in Five Nights at Freddy's 6, or Pizzeria Simulator if you want to be technical, and his job was to make lore references through kind of rhymes and stories, and in this there is no difference, but the way it's implemented is a bit different. So let's hear what he has to say.
I am a candy cadet. Come get your candy here. I have candy all day, every day. Candy.
Well, that wasn't terrifying. To be sure, it is truly amazing that of all things to survive that fire, as well as the massive earthquake beneath the Pizzaplex, Cadet was the only one to survive, which is quite funny in my opinion. So going past Cadet is where the other music boxes are. Now you'll have to go a bit deeper below the actual pizzeria of the pizzeria. It's a bit like a pizzeria-ception in here. So we go into this room over here. So we have another music box. Sometimes they'll be open, sometimes not. But you'll get these things called Faz tokens, which you can use to actually have the stories play out in the different sections. Now, I'm only saying this just for those who want to do collectibles. If you go down here to the very end of the corridor, you will find another comic strip from this music box over here. I say music box present, whatever way you kind of rhyme it. But if we go back up to Cadet, then we have some interesting lines for him to say. Now, there is somewhat of an issue when you want him to say it repeatedly, as from what I've kind of figured out replaying the chapters, it is pretty difficult for him to create the entire storyline. So I may have to find some footage of him actually saying the story, which kind of warns you about the ending of the game. So we'll see what happens. As I predicted. So yeah, Cadet only says this once during your first playthrough of Ruin, so I think I'm going to find some footage of what he actually says, and then we'll get right back to you folks.
Now I will tell you a story about a mother and a little boy who lived alone in a cabin in the dark woods. There was a monster in the woods, but the mother caught it and kept it locked in the basement. The monster always made scary noises at night, but the mother would tell the boy not to worry because it could never get out. Then she would sing the boy a lullaby to sleep. One day, the monster stopped prowling and instead listened and learned the lullaby. The next day when mother went out to find food, the monster sang the lullaby from the basement. The little boy heard the lullaby and opened the door.
Okay, so as ever, Candy Cadet gives us another creepy story to listen to. Now, I just love how Steelwool has kind of implemented this as your final warning towards the end, because of course this is referencing the Mimic, this sort of monster beneath the basement or what have you. The lullaby is a metaphor for the Nexus system, kind of keeping it in place, or perhaps Gregory's own voice. Again, with these stories, there's multiple different layers of meaning to them, but the thing I kind of grant from this is that it sort of tells you about the story of the Mimic, you know, this monster that was banished, you know, beneath the pizzeria, you know, whether this was, you know, William Afton or some kind of other creature from the books, we aren't entirely sure, but whatever it is, it has learned the lullaby, so to speak, in this case using Gregory's voice to lure Cassie to free it from beneath the pizzeria. Now, you kind of notice this at a few points where Gregory sounds a bit robotic. It's very subtle, but some people did notice that. I noticed that just before we ended up below the Pizzaplex. But overall, this is a really nice touch by Steelwool, a final warning by Candy Cadet of the monster beneath the pizzeria that is beneath the Pizzaplex. I really hope Steelwool adds more references like this in the future, because this was quite a surprise, let me tell you, especially during the live stream when I was kind of walking down here and we just see Candy Cadet just chilling out. It's quite a nice touch in my opinion. It's not like in your face, you know, here's a reference, boom. It has a function to warn you about the kind of monster beneath the pizzeria, and of course it kind of hints to you about the ending and the story of Ruin as a whole. So there we go, folks, how Candy Cadet warns you about the final enemy in Five Nights at Freddy's Ruin. Honestly, a great touch by Steelwool. It's effective, it has a purpose, it's not just thrown in there for the references. A really nice touch in my opinion. But again, I just want to say thank you for watching these videos. Honestly, I'm having great fun kind of deciphering this game as usual. So I'll have a few more videos up and running before we kind of run out of the season, so to speak. So my name has been Dr. Wasabi. If you like what I do, please like and subscribe. I bid you a most pleasant good evening. And of course, as always, God bless. And now, folks, it is time to say good night. We sincerely appreciate your viewing and hope we've succeeded in providing you with an enjoyable evening of entertainment. Stay happy and come back again soon. Good night.